peace and love, family. Welcome to Night and Day Metaphysics. Man, we about to go over this video. A former cult member of Eligio Bishop, also known as Nature Boy. Her name is Grace now, but y'all know her as Serenity when she used to be over there with the cult. You know what I'm saying? Over there with the the carbonation and all that. So she takes to her Instagram to do a video about the inner dealings with the cult and to prevent people who is looking to join the cult. She breaks down the inside information and all the things that endure with following a cult leader and all that. So let's get into this video. But before we do that, man, this video was sponsored by Zeolite. You know what I'm saying? Ze-Tox Detox. Let's get into this commercial break and we'll be right back.
Zeolite is one of the most amazing minerals of our age. Millions of people have been using detoxification supplements to remove harmful toxins, pollutants, heavy toxic metals, as well as to balance pH levels, lower the risk of viruses like cold and flu, support the immune system, and improve nutrient absorption. What is zeolite? Zeolite is a volcanic ash that forms over time when ash and lava react with alkalized water, resulting in a compound with a very strong cage-like structure and a negative charge. Zeolite is one of the most fascinating and powerful nature remedies available. Great to detox and balance your body. Health benefits of detoxing. The removal of excess heavy metals can improve overall health. Detoxification helps balance a body's pH levels. This product provides 30 capsules, 1 month supply, ships within 3 days. Purchase now at nightanddayNetmarket.com.
All right, we back. You know what I'm saying? We about to get into this video, but before we hop into this video, if y'all want to follow Grace, y'all can go follow on Instagram at zenlife_Grace. All right, so let's get into this video.
Hey, if you want to prevent yourself or your child or anyone you love from joining a cult, I highly recommend that you watch this video. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Grace, and I was in a cult. I joined the cult back in 2017. And now we're here at 2024, close to the end of this cult cycle. And the leader of the cult is accused of allegedly R-wording someone. And here we are at the point of everything that has transpired all these years. And I was laying in bed because it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, right where I'm at. And I woke up at 3:30 in the morning and this thought came to my head and I could not go to sleep. And I'm like, I have to come to you and share with you a lesson that I've learned over the years as to how I found myself in a cult. And if you don't want to join a cult, and if you want to equip your child from not joining a cult, you may want to take heed to what I'm going to share with you. So now that carbonation has gone to trial with what's going on, we're able to hear a lot of people's testimonies, but even people that have not went on trial and testified, there are people online like myself and my partner Ketzel that we're all sharing our story about what happened, our side to it. And the one thing that I continue to hear from all of us that I know to be true with a shadow of a doubt is that we all said that when we were in there were things that we saw that we didn't like. There were things that we done that we didn't want to do. Like we might have said yes, but somewhere deep inside of us, not even deep inside of us, just in our heads, we were like, I really don't want to do this. I don't really agree with this, but we all went along with it. Like all of us, everyone has said that. Everyone has said that that was a part of their experience, is that I did it, but I didn't really want to. Why is that? Why is it that we couldn't trust our own voice inside, but we trusted someone else? And yesterday, I had took Zen to a dance class. Me and my friend took our little boys to this dance class. And I told Zen, if you don't want to dance, you don't have to. But if you want to go to see if there's something that you want, fine, no pressure, whatever. I have no expectations with you dancing. But I like to get my child involved in a lot of things because he's going to be homeschooled. And I want him to still have that social aspect and just have interests to where he can figure out what he likes to do. So we go to the dance class, and Zen did exactly what I expected him to do. He didn't want to dance. He brought his toys actually and sat at the table with me and the other parents, and he played with his toys. He watched the other children, but he didn't want to participate. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And every so often I was like, hey Zen, you want to go try the dance move? I'll go up there with you. And he was like, nope. Well, there was another parent there, and the little girl, she was participating. And next thing I know, when I took a break, I saw the little girl in her mother's lap crying a little bit, like she was distraught. But I didn't pay any attention to it because it ain't my business. And next thing I know, the mother comes up to us and she was like, is this any of y'all's first time bringing your children to this class? And three of us, including myself, we were like, yeah. And she was like, oh, she said, because my little girl's feeling uncomfortable because this is her first time. And she's feeling uncomfortable and inadequate with the dance moves. And she doesn't feel comfortable dancing. And we was like, oh, that's natural. That happens. Just give it time. If it's something that she wants to do, give her time to get adjusted to it. And I thought that was it. I'm like, hey. So I kept hearing the mother go to the little girl. It's like, hey, come on, try, go up there and go up there and dance. And the little girl, she just didn't feel sure of herself because there were other children that were there and they were doing really well. And there was other children that was just having fun, but something within her, she just didn't feel confident enough to do it, and she just felt stupid because she was trying something that she just wasn't good at in her mind, and her mother just couldn't just see that. Like she just is very uncomfortable and scared and nervous. Well, before I know it, one of the mothers got into an altercation with this mother, and the mother and the little girl, she left. And the mother came to us. She was like, did you hear what that woman said to her little girl? And we were like, no. She was like, she threatened her that if she don't get up there and dance, she will embarrass her. She was like, if you think you're embarrassed now, if you don't get on that dance floor, you're going to be embarrassed later. And the woman, the other mother, and that mother was about to get into it. And I guess the mother felt a certain way. And she left. And I can only imagine how that little girl felt. I can only imagine. And if y'all want to know my weak spot, it's children. It is children, because I know that the root of all of our pain and our suffering and the choices we make comes from our childhood. And let's go back to what I said about all of us in the cult, that we all said yes to something that somewhere deep inside that we didn't want to do. that we wanted to speak up, but we didn't have the courage or the voice to do that. So we went along with it. And I know that this comes from how we were raised and trained as children. And I'm speaking to my parents now because I'm a parent. You are not the authority over your child. You do not have the right to beat your child, to shut your child down because you know what's best and they don't. When I think about everybody that I know and their childhood, we all have a similar story. That children are heard, not seen. And at any time a child tries to speak up and say what's right for them, what does a parent do? They shut the child down. They think it's okay to put their hands on their child. They think they know best for their child. What do you think you are signaling? Signaling. I can't. No, not y'all. Excuse me. Signaling and programming your child to think about themselves. That the person that I love and I honor knows what's best for me. So let me listen to them because I don't know what I'm talking about. And that is not true. I'm not saying that we're going to let our children just disrespect us and just do whatever they want. I'm not saying that. There are some things that are negotiable and there are some things that are non-negotiable as a parent, like brushing your teeth, take a bath, and you doing certain things, keeping you safe. But even with that, you have to be careful with how you go along with that. Because with my child, I really had to learn this. I was able to see this with him, that if I want to equip him in the world to have a voice and stand up for himself, it starts here at home. I let Zen have a voice. And sometimes my deconditioning and my childhood story shows up, but I check myself and I always go to him and I always apologize when I feel like I violated him in some way, when I feel like I disrespected him in some way, because I want him to know I do not care if I'm your parent or if you feel like I'm the authority over you. I do not have a right to ever disrespect you, to ever make you feel less than, to ever think you think that what I say goes over what you say. Because you're training them how to show up in the world. You are training them what they should accept from others. And they will have people in their life that are a higher level at them, but that don't mean nothing. That don't mean you get to talk to me in type of way. That doesn't mean I have to go against what I believe so that I can follow you, so that I can be near you, so you can love me. No. I say no. I'll tell you right now, it ain't easy. It's not easy to step back and let my child come into his own autonomy. It's not easy. I'm not even going to sit here and let you think that. But when I think about what I experience and when I hear everyone experience and when I see so many people going through, I got to shake my ego because I'm raising a man. And if he was a little girl, I will raise him according to that. Don't ever let anyone make you think that you got to do what they say if you don't want to. You do have the right to say no to me as your mother. And if I think in any way that there's something that you don't know that I do know, I'm going to have a conversation with you about it at your mature level. He's 5 years old, so I can only communicate with him at a certain level. But I make sure I show empathy to where he's coming from until I enforce, how this is going to go. But I make sure that he feels comfortable to communicate with me and say how he feels. And sometimes he's right. Sometimes I wasn't paying attention. Sometimes he know what he talking about. I didn't. I'm like, okay. And other times I'm right. So I just want him to know we're in this relationship together. I'm teaching him what to look for in the women that he's gonna be with. I'm teaching him how to be with his friends. I'm teaching him how to say no. I'm teaching him how to speak and use his voice. But I'm doing it at the level of his development. I'm not forcing him to do anything. But the most important thing for all of us to learn, and for you to teach your child, and even where you are in life as an adult, excuse me, is learn how to confront things. See, the issue is when we were faced with Nature Boy, when he would come and ask us something, it could just be anything, like, you want to sleep with me, or let's, have sex, or whatever. We were afraid of the confrontation of what could occur if we said no. That ain't his fault. That's our fault. Because we was not trained how to confront a situation that made us uncomfortable. I know I wasn't trained. I know my parents didn't teach me how to confront, even if I was scared. My parents didn't teach me how to stand up for myself. So I can only imagine what everyone's parents, and including you, have taught you about that. So when we come up to adversity, we're not equipped and trained how to handle it. And confrontation never feels good. Like, if people that are good at confronting, they still have fear and they still have apprehension, but they do it anyways. And in that situation, we were all afraid to confront him and stand up for ourselves. And so instead of just taking the heat, we just said, okay, all right, fine, cool. All right, fine, I'll do it. Even though I don't want to, I'll do it. Because we didn't want to go along. We didn't want to receive what goes along with confronting someone. Because we were trained and developed. You do not confront or take up for yourself or defend yourself with someone that has authority over you, with someone that you respect, with someone that you love, with someone that you admire, with someone that's taking care of you, giving you food, shelter. How dare you talk to me like this? I take care of you. I feed you. I clothe you. I give you what you need. How dare you talk to me like that? We are trained to believe that we don't have the right, even with you doing all that. No, I don't want to do that. No, you're wrong. I'm right. No, I don't want that. That's not right for me. We are trained that we don't go against the authority over our life or what we believe as the authority. And this is why so many of us get into these abusive relationships and stay in them. We think, oh, they love me. And the whole time they bash you upside your head. Where do you think you got that from? You probably got that from your mom and daddy whooping your ass. And you just went along with it, and they did it because they love you. And now you're in a relationship as a grown man or woman in an abusive relationship, calling it love. And you stay because you thought it was love. Where do you think you learned that from? You learned that from the people that you were supposed to trust and take care of you. You learned that from your parents. And I get worked up about this because I understand that most people don't know how to be parents. We weren't taught. You learned by your childhood. Your mom and daddy learned from their childhood, and their parents learned. And just think about that. Just think about all of that. And that's the inheritance. It's abuse. We didn't inherit money. We inherit abuse. We inherit not having a voice. We inherit taking shit that we don't want to take. So if you want to understand why sometimes people get into these situations, and every situation isn't just cut and dry, but what I know to be true in that experience and what I've seen, what I continue to see, is that we have made someone else the authority over our lives and allow them to treat us any type of way, and that is not okay. That is not okay. You are setting your child up for failure. So that is the lesson that I learned, one of the lessons. And as it comes up, I'll continue to share. And I know a lot of people think, oh, to prevent yourself from getting to these type of situations, we need to shut these cults down. We need to eliminate. No. Going against something never works. It just amplifies it. It just amplifies whatever you're pushing against. The universe doesn't know the difference between yes and no. It only knows what you're giving your attention to. So instead of me coming out here being an advocate to shut it down, no, I'm an advocate for you to find your power in your voice, and you feel confident to say no matter what. You feel confident within yourself to show up and be who you really are and say it how you want to say it, and it don't matter what no one thinks. But at night, you sleep good at night because you did your best. You stood up for yourself. You had standards. You voiced your boundaries. And you're okay with how anybody wants to take it. Because you feel good about who you are. And you ain't basing it whether or not someone accepts you or not. If we could do that for our children, oh man, our children gonna be powerful. But I'm gonna tell you, it's not gonna be easy. Because as you are learning how to conscious parent, while you are learning how to empower your child or help them feel empowered, you can't empower nobody, but you can help them feel empowered. Your stuff is going to come up. Your deconditioning is going to come up. Your childhood story and wounds are going to come up as you are trying to help your child become all that they can be. You're going to get triggered when your child talks back to you. But the best thing you can do is to start preparing yourself for when those triggers come up. You don't lash out to your back at your child because you triggered. So the reason why we lash out at our children, we beat them because we don't know what to do to handle the situation. So the only thing we do to stop what we feel is that we scream and yell and we use violence because we're just trying to maintain a sense of control. But if you take the time to learn how to parent your child, and when those uncomfortable situations come up, you know what to do. Because when those moments come up with my child, and when I don't make the best decision, I realize because I didn't know what to do in that moment. So when I realize, like, oh, I didn't know what to do, oh, this is what I should have done, I go correct it. I make sure I correct it. Because it's not about being perfect. It's about whatever comes on your path, what are you going to do then? You always have the power to change it. You always have the power to be an example. And as parents, we need to stop being prideful and leading with our egos. Our children don't owe us nothing. And when you can raise them with this mentality and they go out there, they're not going to think that they owe anybody anything either. And this might be hard for some of y'all to hear. But go sit down and talk to your child and ask them. Talk to them. Get their opinion, because everybody's different. And even with yourself, if you are having trouble confronting uncomfortable situations, this is your sign to do something about it. We are still in the age of information. You have a cell phone, you have a laptop. Get you a class, a book that'll teach you how to stand up for yourself. That'll teach you how to communicate in high emotional situations. Because you know when your emotions hit, all logic go out the door. But all you have to do is train and develop yourself when those emotions happen. Remember, you wasn't taught how to handle your emotions. You wasn't taught how to understand them. If anything, you were taught how to suppress how you feel, ignore how you feel about something, and listen to what I say, because what I say is correct, not what you think. That's what you can do to empower yourself, to be authentic to yourself, to be in alignment to what is true for you and your inner guidance. Is learn how to understand your emotions and what they mean, and learn how to handle confrontation, no matter who it is. No matter who it is. And teach your children, especially your little girls, teach your little girls, definitely, how to not be afraid to use their voice. Teach them, give them that confidence. Train them how to carry themselves and handle themselves in any situation. Because there are bad men out there, and you can't protect them from everyone. And I'm going to tell you right now, your little girl grows up and goes out there, she's going to meet them. But if you know you've done your best as a parent to train her and develop her and equip her, she will know how to handle herself. Nobody didn't teach me. My mother or my grandmother didn't teach me nothing about men. I had to go out there and learn the hard way. And I know a lot of you can share that story. No one didn't teach you how to handle these types of situations, how to handle these men and just giving your body away and just looking for love in all the wrong places. No one didn't teach me that. Now, I know they didn't teach you that, but sometimes some of us, we got to learn the hard way. And if you can live to and survive to tell your story, tell it. But learn to do something different next time. The world ain't gonna change for you, honey. You can lock up all the bad people, but they're not. The world ain't gonna bend to you. The world is not gonna change for you until you change. And into this whole cult situation, it took 3 men and a baby to realize I'm the problem in my life. And if I don't do something about it and change, I'm going to continue to get what I deserve. If I continue seeking approval and validation from these men that don't give a damn about me, I'm going to get what I deserve. Let me tell you something, y'all. I've been paying for it. But because I believe and know what to be true, I want to be an example, and I understand my side of it. I'm like, I'm not giving up. I'm going to demand to my universe I deserve all the love that I want. But I first have to give that to me instead of looking for someone else to give it. I demand to have a good life. I demand to be happy. I demand to be joyful. And I don't want nothing else. And I don't have to prove myself to no one to love me. I don't have to show my worth to no one to love me. I am love. And if you can't see it, oh well. Enough is enough. And that's what I was telling myself. And start getting clear about what I stood for. And the more that I've done that, did the internal work, my relationship changed. My life changed. But it wasn't easy. But I didn't give up. And I know sometimes I can come off like I don't have empathy or compassion. But we got a lot of spirits that are leading us, that are confusing us, that we got to get out of us. It's not the person, it's the spirit that you are allowing to control you and keep you out of your power. That is helping you to forget who you really are. That's who I'm talking to. I'm holding you at the same standard I hold myself. I seen the greatness and the power in everybody that came in the carbonation. That as I was there, obviously. But even the ones when I wasn't there, I saw them. I saw their heart. But they were facing something that I don't think they truly understood what it really meant. But we signed up for that, and this is an example to the world what to do and what not to do. Helping Black people or anybody that was watching, it wasn't just about going back to nature and teaching, esoteric, and science. It was about facing your own inner demons, darkness, and coming back into your remembrance of who you were. And I know with myself, I fought. I fought tooth and nail, as they say. Not stepping into that power, leaning on those excuses why I ain't who I want to be. Fighting that masculine man inside of me, and that feminine was like, girl, if you don't sit down somewhere, because the most healing thing you can do is being still. And that was hard, to be still and be quiet and really sit and look at all of this. And it always comes back to this thing, not being afraid to use your voice no matter what. No matter what the consequences are, I'm going to stand up for what I know to be true and right for me. And accepting the consequences, no matter what. Because I'm doing what's right for me. This ain't right for me. So I'm going to have to decline, sir. No, I don't want to do that. All right, well, I got to leave. Fine, I'll go. But I'm not doing that. Okay, fine. So I hope this gave clarity where it's needed. Okay? If you want to help your children let go of this authoritative mindset, help them use their voice, teach them how to use their voice, teach them how to communicate with you in a respectable way, but still being able to get their point across. Because I think a lot of people got conscious parenting or gentle parenting fucked up. It's not like just let your child do whatever they want to do. No, it's not about that. It's about I'm conscious and aware that what I do to you affects you. I'm a conscious parent and I'm conscious and aware of how my behavior affects my child.
All right, that concludes this video, man. If y'all, like I said, if y'all want to follow Serenity, aka Grace, y'all can follow her at zenlife_Grace on Instagram. If y'all want to support the shops, man, make sure y'all click the link in the description. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking for a great detox or CBD, 25% off on all CBD right now. Make sure y'all head over here to nightanddayNetmarket.com. We got the Zeolite on sale right now. I mean, we got the Zeolite up there back again. Or y'all can simply, come over to the CBD. You know what I'm saying? We got the CBD smokes. You know what I'm saying? We got the pain bombs, the edibles, vapes, pre-rolls, and everything. So make sure y'all come over here and support the shop, or y'all can simply donate at the Cash App that's flowing across the bottom of the screen. All right. And on that note, we about to get out of here. Let's get it. All right. Peace.
Zeolite is one of the most amazing minerals of our age. Millions of people have been using detoxification supplements to remove harmful toxins, pollutants, heavy toxic metals, as well as to balance pH levels, lower the risk of viruses like cold and flu, support the immune system, and improve nutrient absorption. What is zeolite? Zeolite is a volcanic ash that forms over time when ash and lava react with alkalized water, resulting in a compound with a very strong cage-like structure and a negative charge. Zeolite is one of the most fascinating and powerful nature remedies available. Great to detox and balance your body. Health benefits of detoxing. The removal of excess heavy metals can improve overall health. Detoxification helps balance a body's pH levels. This product provides 30 capsules, 1 month supply, ships within 3 days. Purchase now at nightanddayNetmarket.com.